Now you're all about to get interview, so let we get with the tips, so you present yourself excellent on this interview. Okay, this is my job, so I want you to be perfect and answer all the questions very well. So the first and very important, try to stay calm. Make whatever you need to do to make, not to be nervous, not to look nervous, not to feel nervous. Whatever you need to do, if you need to do praying, pray. If you need to meditate, meditate, but be calm. Don't let your mind be everywhere. It's not gonna get you good interview results. Okay, this is first. Second, try to answer exactly to the question. So you get in the question, you try to answer it exactly. Don't go left and right. For example, if I ask you what is your main duties on the job and you are a carpenter, you answer very clearly what your main duties as a carpenter on your job. If you're carpenter and supervisor, at the end of your speech you say, I supervise 4 or 5 people. Okay, try to write it down, so you were very easy to say this text, so it was very easy for you. So you don't need to think, because it's your everyday duty. You don't need to think, but you need to speak well. It is your everyday duty. Okay, now I'll give you some samples of complex questions which people normally getting nervous when they get into such questions. And that's why I want to give you tips how to answer those. So one of such questions which people don't know what to answer or how to answer is, how much would you like to be paid? What salary do you expect? This is a bit a tricky question. It is a tricky question. I ask this question sometimes myself, just to see how aware you are about the salaries in New Zealand. If you actually done some homework, if you have done some research, it is a good way to see how well you prepared, how much you dream to come here. So the good answer for this question would be, I have done some research on LinkedIn and TradeMe, and I know that salary range, say for carpenter, between $25 and $30 per hour. I am carpenter with 10 years experience. I consider myself, and my supervisor say I'm rather skilled. I can do all the requirements you have in your job description. So I believe you should consider me somewhere in the middle. So this is when you're given the range of the salary you expect, it always gives your employer place to negotiate with you, and they don't dismiss you just because you want too much, but they won't pay you too low as well, because you actually show that you have good value for the company. You already mentioned that you will have good value. You will give the employer good value for your money, for the money he pays. So if Riza is here with me, she will put in the comments these 2 websites. LinkedIn, you probably all know, it is an app, and the TradeMe, it's New Zealand place to buy, but you can buy everything there, but you can find jobs there as well. And they do quite good research about salaries. It's easy to find and easy to see the comparisons. So you can find what is the range for every trade on TradeMe or LinkedIn. I advise to my students in the classes to use another site as well. It's called Career New Zealand. It's another site where you can check salary range for one or another job. Okay, one question is gone. I have two more tips. Okay, see, the storm is back. The storm is back. It's rain. Excellent, I love it. Okay, so second question which you most often don't know how to answer. I noticed that. is if you're asked, what do you like to do if you're not working on your free time? It may be asked about the hobby. It may be asked just this way, as I told you now, or they can ask you, what is your hobby? What you enjoy doing if you're not working? So anyway, they want to feel how social you are, how you can how you can get in to their team, if you actually can fit in or not. If you don't have any interest outside of work, the interviewer will be concerned that you're not social and probably you won't be mixing well with the existing team. And this is so important. See, our teams are so small. So, what you answer? First of all, it should be something neutral, more or less neutral, and not very personal. For example, if you like gardening, you can talk about gardening. If you like some sport, some particular sport, cricket, for example, many of you love cricket. So you say, I really enjoy watching and playing cricket, and especially I love the last game I saw in Christchurch. Wow, it was so cold outside there, but they played so well. If you will be talking about your hobby in this note, on high note, but not very long. Try not to talk too long. I know if you're passionate about something, you want to talk and talk and talk and talk. Stop yourself. Write it down first and try to speak it in a high voice, in excited voice, but not very long. So you will engage people who interviewing you in conversation. They would love it. They think, okay, this guy has something else, not only work, he's sociable, he probably will get in our team well. It could be any hobby, whatever you like. If you like gardening, you can put gardening. If you like jogging, many people like jogging. You're coming here to New Zealand and you go jogging or biking. Very popular sport in New Zealand, biking. So if you say you love biking, not motorbiking, on the bicycle, I mean bicycle. So many people use bicycle just for sport, for physical activity, to stay healthy and fit. Okay, you need to think about it, to write it down, read it a few times, and then you can say it nice, fluently, clearly, without any issues. Okay, this was second tip. What was my third tip? I forgot. Okay, I'll have a look at my notes. Maybe I will remember. I done this. This is the other question. What is your weakness? I like to ask this question too now and then. So, why employer would ask this question? They check if you actually noticing yourself. It's about your self-awareness. If you actually watch yourself and you know, or if someone told you, you notice. For example, you forgetting names. When you answer in such question, first of all, you have to think about this beforehand. Again, prepare what you're going to talk about. Choose one of your weakness, and it should be neutral as well. And it shouldn't be in the job you're applying for. Because if you're applying for like social job or supervisor or team leader or manager job, you wouldn't talk that you don't like communicating, okay? Or you forget your name, people's names. It's not good to talk about such weaknesses in such context. But if you are applying for tradies position, like a welder, for example, you may say as a weakness that my friends told me that I smile not so often, and you have to smile in this place, and everybody else will smile. Or what other weakness you may have. Here, if you're a welder or carpenter, you may say, look, I forget names. But now you have to mention how you actually, what you do about this. So you know that you have a weakness, you forget something. How you deal with this. If it is something about your work, you maybe write names or whatever, words in your telephone to remember. So what interviewer wants to hear? That you are aware of your weakness and you are dealing with this. You're not ignoring this, but you deal with this. You do something about it. Okay? So now think about your weaknesses. Choose one or two. It's up to you, whatever will be your mood, what you will be talking about. And think well how you're going to present it. Because the way you present it will give you points or will take points from you. Okay?